Occasionally, I do something called the 5-star shout out. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in. You can't make you know what I'm talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am back. Did you miss me, baby?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It has been way too long, and I mean way too long.
Well, when you vacation, you vacate, don't you?
I've been going for a month, and all of it wasn't vacation.
Really? Oh, I thought
no,
it was
all of it was vacation. I got well, let's start from the top.
Well, let's start from the top. I'm glad to have you back. How about that?
No. I'm glad to be here. Let me just say
glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be here. You know, it's been rough, but I'm glad to be here. But first, before we start anything, you know how we usually start. How was your week?
My week has been very interesting this week. I'm learning a lot. I'm taking on a few classes on the side for my professional business, the chocolate writer, and the things that I do, trying to enhance my toolkit as I always am. So I'm been enjoying that. It's good to get back into school of some type of learning as I prepare to go for some advanced degrees, which I'll talk more about later on in the year, later on in the summer. But yeah, I'm had a pretty good week. Got some good rest. Came up with some new strategies to continue my miraculous weight loss journey and all of that.
That's good to hear.
Had a pretty good doctor's appointment. Still doing the therapy on my shoulder, Dennis. So my shoulder's getting, it has its ups and downs. This shoulder, boy, when you're dealing with your shoulder, your rotator cuff, it's a long process, I tell you. But
you know something, my aunt called me about her rotator cuff this week. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there telling her, and she was like, I don't be lifting nothing crazy. I said, I don't think it's that you lift anything crazy. I think it's that we do a lot of improper lifting. And you know, we wasn't really taught that, hey, when you lifting, make sure you always bend your knees, come up slowly, take your time. You know, because one of the things that I thought was not too smart was having that oven at the bottom. You know,
yeah,
you got to get everything from the bottom and bring it to the top. The oven used to be in the wall at our level.
That's where it should be. When I build my house, that's where it's gonna be. Mm-hmm.
And they stopped that. They stopped that oven at the wall at our level, and it seemed like a lot of people started to hurt themselves. They got to pick that stuff up from the bottom. And that be some of the things. And that was something I was telling my aunt. And she was like, you know, I ain't never thought about that. I was like, yeah, I was like at your mom's house, which is my great grandmother. Like at your mom's house, the oven was in the wall.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know why they stopped putting the ovens in the wall.
You know, and I have no answer for that. I really don't know either. can't even
Only
really
thing,
think about when it started, but yeah.
only thing I can think about is that it's cheaper. That they stopped putting them in the wall because the
Well,
wall unit was probably too expensive to make sure they go on everybody's walls. It's probably cheaper just roll the oven on in there, hit the put the two cords in, make sure it works, and leave out. Because that's all they do. They'll come right in, put the oven in. You get your oven from Lowe's, put your oven in, make sure the two ovens work, cut the fire on it, and roll right out. 10 minutes, they be in your house.
yeah, I'm not sure if it's cost or not, but I grew up with the oven in the wall, like you're
And
talking
the wall,
about. That
I
my
know.
parents built our house in 1972, and that's where the oven was. Our cooktop was on a separate part, and it was a one of those glass cooktops and or porcelain cooktops, that does
Right.
not have the oven at the bottom. And it was wonderful. And you're right. You could actually keep an eye on your food better because it had a light in there and you could just turn around and look. You didn't have to bend over and do all that. Didn't have to bend over to take it out. So I always said when I build my house that I want to have a house that has the oven in the wall. My sister right now, her house, oven's in the wall. And I think that's just what we're comfortable with. And yeah, I agree with you. That could have something to do with her rotator cuff. You just never know. And like she was telling you, I hadn't done anything really crazy, I don't think, except I do remember I was trying to break up a fight between some people. And I remember grabbing somebody and holding them. Maybe
Mm,
that, I don't know, but this
mm.
was like 2 years ago now. So, but I'm still having this
You had,
problem. So that's why I
you
started
had
the
to put the
therapy.
hands of you had to put the hands of Jesus on.
Well, I just had to, I didn't want them
Slow
to
down,
hurt each other. I want them to,
slow down,
you
player.
know me, Dennis. I always want everybody to love each other and be happy and want everybody to get along.
Everybody,
That's just me.
Sharon, I'm with you. I'm in that same thing. I want everybody to love each other, be happy,
Yeah.
and not be out there. But one thing I learned, it is some
Mm.
people that wake up in the morning just to be mad at somebody else.
Just to be mad at somebody. And some wake up just to hate people. It's not even
Yeah,
about mad. It's just hate, just hate in their heart. I don't understand it, but I don't want to be long winded about that. But yeah, my shoulder is getting better. And but I did miss you. We've had some good shows while you were gone, but it's not the same without my sidekick. Just not.
and,
It's just
and I understand. It ain't the same. It ain't the
it's not
same.
the
It's
same.
nice, but you know what? I want to thank all those co-hosts that's been kicking in and helping out. Let me say
Yes.
that because I know it's probably a little bit of burden on them to get up Saturday morning early, but they come in, they do a good job, and I appreciate each and everybody that has came through. Um,
Mhm.
and it's crazy because there's been people that's been hitting me up that's saying, "Hey, I want to come on the side now."
Well, that's good.
So
That means we're doing something right. And please send some of them my way. I can help you with reaching out to them and scheduling if you want. But
yeah,
yeah, the more people we have on, the better. We did have Dr. Lynn back, Dr. Lynn, the love doctor.
yeah.
He said he missed
I,
you. He missed his boy,
listen, I seen that episode and he said, "Did you change the bed?" I said, "The fuck?" I said,
Didn't
I
that
said,
blow your mind?
Sharon, I sat on that because I was on the cruise at this point. I sat on that cruise. I said, "How many beds have I bought in my life?" Like
See,
that's what I was sitting there thinking to myself. How many beds have you purchased in your life?
that's a good question.
Because once you get a good bed, it's like because you might pay a little grip. You might pay a little $1,600, $1,700 for a new bed. You ain't about to buy no new bed every time you break up in a relationship.
Maybe you should.
16, 1700. If that bed got a 10-year warranty, you getting all 10 years out of it. Okay, let me just get that out of the way. 16, 1700. What? I'm about to start asking people how many beds have they purchased in their life.
It's something to think about. It's
That is
something to
that
think
is something to
about.
think about. Because Because when he said it, I'm just sitting. I'm like, change the bed.
Yeah, because you think about other things that when you get out of one relationship and you get into another one, you try not to like take them to the same places you took the other person. You try not to do some of the same things, and you do that because one thing, you don't want to accidentally call them that other person, and another reason is you just want to do things differently. You never want them to feel like they're a placekeeper. You know what I mean? You want them to know that you've moved on. But sometimes as you remember what he was talking about, how something in the air isn't right. There's there's something in the motion. It's not right. And what it is that spirit is still there in that bed with somebody else. And if you don't get rid of it,
it
is what it is. And I've never thought about. I'm like, are you serious?
I mean, because I may hit it.
After the show, we do our recap after the show, right? After the show, I talked to him about that, Dennis, and I was like, "You blew my mind with that. I just wanted you to know."
Blew your mind.
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna get over. I'm just sitting there thinking about it. I might spray the bed with some Lysol for the new boo. You know, I might hit the Lysol real hard, hit it with some bleach. You know.
Yeah, make sure you clean the sheets and all that. I've even gotten rid of sheets.
I'll buy new sheets, and I don't know about getting a new blanket, but I'll get some new sheets. But
yeah, I've got new sheets before and all. But see, yeah, my story's a little different than people. But I did get some new sheets before. But a new bed? No.
No.
So my bed was already new.
We talk about $1,700 20 years ago, which is equivalent now to about $4,000.
Exactly. Tell them what it. Yeah, they're expensive now, much more expensive than they used to be.
Yeah. Change the bed. You don't change that bed unless it's gone. So them springs start popping you. All right, that's when you start to change the bed. I ain't gonna lie, that got me, Sharon. I was like, change the bed. I said, Lynn always get me with one every show. I don't know how you do it. That boy good. That boy is good. But let me just say, I want to thank everybody that's tuning in. What's up, man? What's up, Josh? What's up, Ron? What's up, the CEO of Sam Sports Multimedia Network? How you doing? Now, me on the other hand, I had a real good week. From time to time, my knee stiffened up since the hospital situation. My knee has been stiffened up, so from time to time, I got to get up. I got to walk it off because that stiffening up in my knee be feeling like real bad. But there's nothing to the point that I need any medicine, anything like that. Now, let me tell you how this whole thing starts.
Okay.
So, I was over Amira's house. I was over there, my daughter's house, her mom's house. I was over there, and I was getting something to eat, and her mom was like, "Well, we got some I think it was macaroni tuna salad." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take it with me. I'll take it to work with me." And instead of me taking it to work with me, I ate it right there. Bad combination. Bad. Let me just say, bad combination. This is why I don't be eating everything. Now you see why I don't be eating everything. Bad combination. I'm just letting you know.
I understand. Mm-hmm.
So I ate that day. The next day, my stomach started to hurt. I didn't feel well. I'm sweating. And I was sleeping. So I didn't know that I had a stomach rub. I didn't know what was going on. So I just went ahead with the sleep. Next thing you know, I got diarrhea. And it's bad. I'm not gonna know. I mean, it's bad. Like, can't fart, can't do nothing. Like, anytime I feel like I go to the bathroom, I gotta go right to the bathroom. Glad I was right next to the bathroom, but gotta go right to the bathroom because it was coming right out. Like, wham, it's coming right out. Wham. And it was like what I always say, I was peeing out the back. That's how bad it was coming out. Just shoom, just bang, bang. And it kept going on for about 2 days. Good thing I was off these days. I finally get myself back together about the third day. my knee has now swollen up. My knee's so swollen it's hard to walk on. So, you start taking some pills, trying to get yourself together, you know, see if you're all right. I went to work that night. I really couldn't move, so it was like, all right, you know what? The next day, I'm going to the hospital. I gotta see what's wrong with this. Going to the hospital, they start to drill in my knee.
What?
Yeah, they start putting needles in my knee, drilling in my knee. Because they wanted to know what was in my knee. They wanted to know why it was so big, what was in it. And come
Probably
to
some
find out
fluid. Was it fluid or something?
it was an infection. It was an infection in my knee.
Oh.
It was an infection in my knee and it swelled up. So then they went ahead, they kept me for the day. They wanted to see what was going on. Then they looked at my vitals, and the first doctor lady came back and said, "Oh, your kidneys are bad. Look like you got kidney failure." That's what she said out loud. So my mom heard that. She went ahead and called the whole family. Now the whole family think I got kidney failure. All right, just want to let you know that. This is all in this time. The next doctor comes in and says, "No, you don't got kidney failure. Your levels was just low. We got your levels back up after you took the medicine. You don't have kidney failure." Now everybody calling me for the next 2 days because they ain't nobody. She done told everybody, even my dad. He called me. "Oh, you got kidney failure. You about to go? What's going?" Everybody called me, telling me I got kidney failure. I said I don't have kidney failure. My levels were just low. That's all. I don't have kidney failure, but there is an infection in my knee, and they said they was keeping me for a week to make sure the infection got out.
Okay.
So I had to stay in the hospital for a week. Now I didn't know I was staying in there for a week. I just thought I was staying in there for a couple of days. Once it got to about day 5, I started to get depressed. Because now I'm like, what am I getting out of here? Because this knee ain't feel like it's getting no better. And I don't know what I'm getting out of here. I don't like being in it. That's what I'm saying. I'm tired of them taking my sugar every 4 hours like I'm a diabetic and my sugar ain't never go over 102. Like I was tired of getting all these shots. Like, no, come on home. They keep taking my blood every morning.
I understand. I can relate.
You got the nurse come in. She don't want to take it from the IV side. She want to take it from the other side. Now you get shot up over here. Every time you turn around, somebody poke me. The door open. Who poking me now? Like that's how I felt. I felt like fighting. Who poking me now? This was just crazy. That's how I felt. It was just crazy. It was like one nurse come in, tell you all this sweet stuff. Yeah, well, we're coming in. We're making sure that your knee's okay. We're gonna, bandage you up and make sure everything's all right. And the next, it's like, yeah, my name is Nurse Tanya, and I'm here to poke you up. Like, damn, like, you ain't gonna do nothing else. Just gonna come poke me. And that went on for about a week. I was glad to get out of there. The lady came. I remember they was discharging me. The lady was like, "You don't want no lunch? I don't want nothing. I want to get out of here." They was like, "Well, somebody got to wheelchair you out." The way I feel, I might slide out this room. Anybody got wheelchair me nowhere.
Yeah.
I may slide.
I got it. I get it. Remember, 15 days. I was in there 15 freaking days.
Yeah, I don't like
you would have lost your mind in there 15 days. 15 I'm serious.
Yeah, I didn't know. But then I think on the 5th day when I was feeling all depressed and everything, I called my dad up and he was like, "Yeah, well, you can leave out of there if you want to, but it'd be effed up if you got to come back."
That's right.
And I was like, "No, never mind. That sounds about right."
Yep. Never leave before they discharge you. That's for sure.
Yeah, because I just felt like walking out. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, so how long did it take for the infection to go away and your knee to go down?
It took 2 weeks. They gave me pills to take for a week. As I took them pills, the infection went out. Knee didn't go down until I want to say a couple days before the cruise. Like, so I got out the hospital the beginning of May. and I want to say the cruise was 2 weeks later. So I want to say about 3 to 4 days before the cruise was, and that's when the knee finally went down. But it seemed like they just had me working doubles every Saturday. So instead of me being right here, I'd have been at work, or something happened. It was a family emergency. So I just kept missing all the Saturdays to do the side job.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens.
And then
but see, that's why we work together, because we can hold each other down when something happens. See, I had my time away. You held it down, and now this was your turn.
Yeah. So now let's get to the good part. Me getting better. I'm out. It's time to go on the cruise. Now, mind you, I took my mom on a cruise on this cruise. This is her first cruise.
Oh, good.
This is her first cruise, and she's never been outside the country.
Good. So that's gonna be me next year. See.
Yeah. You're gonna have a real good time.
My first
mom
time.
had a great time, but see, it was funny because we went to the Bahamas, and I already been to the Bahamas, so if you've never been to the Bahamas, all you know is everything that you see on commercials and Instagrams, all the good stuff everybody show you. You're like, oh, the Bahamas is so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So I took my mom on a tour, but most of the tour, I want to say about 30, 40 minutes of the tour, was in the hood of the Bahamas, where they give you education on everything that went on, what happened, and where the big drug area is and all that. And so my mom is one of the ones that whatever's on her face is how she feels. She said, "Man, you gotta fix your face." Like, I ain't fixing my face. You got me out here in this ghetto mess. Look at this. I want to see this. I can't be on vacation. I ain't come to see this. I said, Mom, you need to see both sides. But I need to see both sides. I said, because this is the side that they never show you. You'll never see this. They'll never show you this. Nobody will never say, hey, this is the ghetto side of the Bahamas. Nobody never say nothing, none of that to you.
I'm surprised that they even had a tour that would take you there like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you get off the boat, their thing is to take you on a tour so that they can maximize the most money possible. So if I take you, so basically, I'm a tour guy. I'm gonna take you to the side Jawn to go see Sharon. I'm gonna take you to Stay Tuned to go see Josh. I'm gonna take you over there to Sam Sports Multimedia Network to go see BJ. Then I'm gonna take you to the luxurious side that you've been seeing in all the commercials and everything. But first, I need you to see my people and spend a couple dollars with them.
I got you. That makes sense.
And we're gonna show you some nice hospitality and how we do it here on the ghetto side.
I can hear them now with the accent and all. The Bahamas.
Right.
Yeah.
The Bahamas.
So did she enjoy herself?
And she had a great time. Went out there. We went over the Sidney Poitier Bridge. She enjoyed herself. Had a great time. We went to that was the first beach we went to. And that beach was pretty cool. We had a good time there. So the next day, now every cruise ship has its own island. I want to let you know that.
Okay.
Every cruise ship has its own island. And on their island, they have their little man-made, I want to say lake. I ain't going to call it an ocean. It's a lake where they took the ocean water and surrounded it by a bunch of sand and made a little lake. But it's still connected to the ocean. I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So now they got resorts and everything that they put on this island and all that, and all types of food spots and bars, and it's a nice location. But everything you can use on this island, you can use with your same card as you use on your cruise line. Okay. I get out there to the ocean, to the man-made ocean, and ain't got no waves in that little lake. The first thing I see is a baby shark. First thing I see is a baby shark. He all the way out there to the sand, baby shark. And everybody just looking at him and then going about their business. Nobody's saying all right. About that. So now we just sitting there, we on shark watch now. So
right.
now he ain't but big enough to bite a toenail. He can't do nothing crazy. He ain't but big enough to bite a toenail. So now I get out there in the water. I'm waist deep. I guess his mama then came through.
Well,
There's another shark.
We're always not far behind our babies. That's for sure.
Another shark. She just roaming, and everybody like, oh, they go to the other shark. Then you hear this guy say, well, it's 3 of them. I said, 3 of what? 3 sharks. You ain't see the dad yet. He bigger. I said, what? I said, what? So then they screaming like, oh, don't worry. They don't bite. So what you mean they don't bite?
It's a shark. They bite.
They said, no, they lemon sharks. I said, what does that mean? Lemon sharks don't bite. They're the puppies of the ocean.
I'm not buying that. You're not gonna convince me of that. I don't care what nobody say.
Sharon, I'm out there shoulder deep in the water for about 4 hours. Watching sharks. Nobody got bit. Nothing happened. I was swimming with sharks for about 4 hours. That's for about 4 hours. So I can knock that off my bucket list. I was swimming with the sharks.
Are you serious?
For about 4 hours. Yeah. Even though they just ride around. They don't even. You'll see them. And they'll keep going, but they ain't messing with nobody. And I was just sitting there, I was like, why is the sharks in there? I had to ask a bunch, why are the sharks in there? And then they was like, well, they got through the net, but they don't bite nobody. That's all they kept saying. Josh said he go call me Aquadin. Right? Out there with the sharks.
Aquadin.
Swimming with the sharks.
Aquadin.
Yeah, that was, I'm not gonna lie. That was all right. That ocean, that little lake was perfect temperature. Everything was all right. The other ocean, I got in there about waist deep. But I ain't stayed there that long. I was in there about waist deep. I stayed in there for about like 2 hours. But that one, the next day, I stayed in there about 4 hours. Everything was pretty cool. I had a really good time. On the ship, went over there, I had to do karaoke.
What you sing this time, Dan? What you sing?
Oh, the usual. Bobby Brown. Mr. Telephone Man.
Is that the only one though? You only sung once?
That's my go-to. That's my go-to. I ain't really go too crazy because you only get one time and everybody out there trying to sing. And it's my go-to, Bobby Brown, Mr. Telephone. Well, it's actually no addition to Telephone Man, but I call it Bobby Brown.
Well, you know what? We had something in common. I've done some karaoke since you've been gone. The other day, this week. In fact, I did Rihanna, Take a Bow.
Okay. Just a round of applause. Yeah.
And of course, I did my go-to, Patti LaBelle, Right Kind of Lover. Had to sing that. Shout out to DJ R&B. It was his birthday, and that's his song that he wants me to sing. So I had to sing that for him. So
that's what's up. Patti LaBelle. I gotta download that. I ain't got that. I got to download
Right Kind of Lover. Yeah, that's the song right there.
I got to download that.
What was the highlight of your trip?
Being at that Irish, it was at this Irish bar, in the Irish bars inside in the cruise, and we were sitting in there and we're watching the Knicks game.
Oh, which one? Knicks and who?
The one, and the Indiana Pacers. The one that Tyrese Halliburton hit the choke sign on. That game. Mind you, I'm on this cruise ship with a bunch of Knicks fans.
That was game one.
I ain't here to make fun of Knicks fans, nothing like that. But I thought that was the funniest thing ever. of how they were just so high, like, yeah, Knicks. They got they saying, suck my, that's they saying, Knicks, suck
Mm-hmm.
my, that's they saying. So
Yeah.
they were saying all that, and I'm just sitting there watching the game, eating chicken wings, watching the game. I'm like, okay, that's a good guy. I said, Knicks are like they gonna take game one, and then here comes Tyrese Halliburton and Indiana Pacers. I'm like, oh, y'all was up 20 with 2 minutes left, and you just hear them, you just hear the building just go down. Like, are you kidding me? Like, and I was sitting, I
I
was
love
like,
it. I
I
love it.
always leave my phone in the room when I'm on a cruise. I should have had my phone with me. This was a perfect
Yeah,
time.
you should have. You should have.
Oh,
See, that's why you end up taking your phone everywhere, because the minute you decide not to take it, that's when something goes down. And you like, oh
oh,
man, I should have had my phone.
yeah. And it was really. I'm not gonna lie. I was laughing so hard. I was laughing. So I know a lot of them was like, I know they want to say F me, man, but I was laughing so hard, sitting over there eating chicken wings, drinking. I said, wow, you got to be kidding me. That was like a 30-year reminiscence right there of Reggie Miller. He hit the
Oh yeah.
choke. I was like,
I mean, and he did it
oh,
at the right time. I mean, I understand it was going to, people want to hate because it was just, it wasn't a go ahead win shot. It was a tie to go into overtime.
God,
I don't
yeah.
care what it was. It was perfect, perfectly executed. Had the right hand over. I mean, he did everything right about it to me. But let me tell you this: I can't stand either team. Okay, I'm not a Knicks fan or Pacers. I can't stand them. But I'm pulling for Indiana. You know why? I'm gonna see if you can guess. Do
I
you
don't know
you
why.
know you know why I would pull for Indiana?
No.
Who's on
Pascal Siakam.
Indiana? Who's on
Pascal
Indiana?
Siakam.
No, you ain't never
Talking
heard
about the
me talk
coach.
Pascal Siakam.
I ain't never heard you say nothing good. I mean, nothing bad about him either. So that's why I was going Pascal
No,
Siakam.
no. It's
So it must be the coach.
it's Obi Toppin. Obi
Oh, Obi.
Toppin. University of Dayton, Obi
Oh, I.
Toppin, drafted by the Knicks, and then they traded him to the Pacers. That's my story. I'm sticking to that. That if they beat the Knicks and eliminate the Knicks, that's it. That's it. That's the only reason I'm pulling for Indiana. Only because
Oh,
for
that game
me,
is what it
I
is.
don't want Indiana to win in nothing. I don't care what it is. I'm from Ohio. We don't like Indiana. So that's just the way it is. But as I predicted, OKC's coming out of the West, like I said. And I still believe if there were not the injuries on the Cavaliers, they would have won. They would have come out the East. I still believe that. Yep, I still believe it. Yeah, I do. I believe it. But anyway, we'll get back to the cruise. So, how many days were you out on the ship?
This was a 7-day cruise with the MSC cruise ship. MSC is the name of the cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what the MSC stands for. Another thing I want to say was, like I said, I was on there for 7 days, Sunday to Sunday.
Uh-huh.
The food was good.
It's like
I
24-hour food or something.
It's not 24 hours, but it's about, I'm gonna say 20 hours of food. Stayed open until about 2 in the morning.
And you can just go and just get all you want, right?
Not all the way to 2 in the morning, no. But you can get all you want up until about, I want to say, 10 o'clock. Your options are open like real wide. After 10, then your options shrink down to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was, yeah, until 2 in the morning. You can drink all the way up until about 3 in the morning. I think the bar stayed open until about 3 in the morning on this particular ship. The name of the ship, I think, is called the Margareta. I know I'm butchering that name. I know I'm butchering that name. I'll put the picture up next week, but I think it's called the Margareta.
The
I know I'm
Margareta.
butchering that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 7-day cruise trip. Left out of Brooklyn, New York, and came back to Brooklyn. Went to Port Canaveral in Florida. Then went to Nassau, Bahamas. Then went to Ocean Cay, which is the MSC, their own island, the Ocean Cay, and then we came back home.
So the ship started out in New York.
In Brooklyn.
I didn't realize they even had ships that did. I thought you always had to fly to Florida first. I don't know why I thought that.
No, they got
That just tells you how little I know about traveling. I don't know much.
They got ships that leave out of New York, New Jersey, Baltimore, and South Carolina, I think.
Yeah, I knew about the South Carolina one. Yeah.
So
let me ask you. Let's talk about this cruising. Let's talk about this a little bit.
All right.
So you pay for your package. Let's say, I know they offer lots of packages out here, and usually you start paying on it like a year ahead of time and set aside the money and all that. And they have like deadlines when you have to get a certain amount of money in by deadlines. Is that how it works?
That's if you want to do that for your cruise. Now, me, what I did is I went to vacationstogo.com. Now, I've been knowing about vacationstogo.com for about 20 years. My grandmother put me on vacationstogo.com, and she was like, if you guys, she always told me, she was like, instead of you paying for a cruise and waiting a year to go on it, and you got to pay for a month to month, if you got the money saved, you could go within the next 90 days. I was like, well, how much money you got to have saved? She was like, she said, I think you should have $1,000 put to the side. You got $1,000 put to the side saying you want to go on a vacation. That's enough money. Then you go on vacationstogo.com. Look and see which cruise you want to go on. Make the phone call them up. Pay for your cruise. Make sure you get your PTO days off and everything like that at work. I know some people don't know that. Get your PTO days off and stuff like that at work. Make sure you got those days off. And go ahead and go on your cruise. But vacationstogo.com is how I book my cruise.
Okay. Yeah, I put that website in
deals. They have deals going with like in the next 90 days. Because I think so, like the 90-day deal track or deal breaker or something like that. And within those 90 days, you'll see like the original cruise price and the price that you was gonna pay. Original cruise price probably was $1,500. The price you're gonna pay was $800.
Got it.
Because they just trying to fill the ship now.
Right. It's kind of like Expedia. Expedia is like that when you try to book hotel rooms and flights and stuff through Expedia. Yeah. That's what they do. They do a lot when they're trying to fill seats. Okay. So let me ask you this. So you go to the port. How big are those ships really when you walk up on it?
Those ships is big. They really big.
About how many stories you think?
This one had 18 stories.
Oh God.
This one had 18 stories.
Wow.
No, this one had 19 stories. I'm lying. No, it had 18 because there was no 17th floor. Sorry about that. It had 18. There was no 17th floor. So this one had 18 stories. On the 18th floor was more of the adult lounge, laid back, chill, get your drink, jazz playing in the background. Let me see, 18 stories. You had there's something going on every floor. If it's not, then that's usually the floor that people sleep on. Those are the floors that be like that. For the first time though, Sharon, I always tell you I didn't like how they introduce you to the rules.
What you mean?
Well, they got to give you the rules of the ship. So I think you start leaving at 4 p.m. That's when you start leaving. They'll give you the rules of the ship and what happens just in case the ship break down and where you're supposed to go and what's your number and what's your letter and all that. You gotta know all this stuff because if something happens, That's where you're supposed to be at in case of emergency. They got always a
Mm-hmm.
case of emergency rules. This one wasn't that bad. It wasn't as crazy as the one that I had before. Because I told you usually I don't like the way they do it. I said I don't like the way they do it. It's like a good 20 minutes. I don't like the way that they, make sure everybody got to be there and be in a line and do this. I ain't like the way they did it. But now it's more of a laid back. You can watch it in your room from the TV on the security.
Oh, okay. You can watch the video. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So with how would you okay, you were saying that they have different things to do on the decks, right? How many
Right.
types of what types of activities were they offering besides the karaoke? I mean, every ship should have a karaoke.
Yes.
Time. I
Karaoke,
know that.
comedy show, trivia. Um, Trivia is more. It wasn't really my thing. I would have to say I just wasn't. All right, this decide. I wasn't white enough for that trivia. Let me just say that I wasn't. I ain't no other way I can say it. I just wasn't white. They
What
start
you mean
showing
you wouldn't?
because they start showing pictures of people from just like right here where their head is to their
Uh-huh.
hair. Then
Uh-huh.
they'll show right here where their mouth is, right the same person, and be like, "Guess that." I'm like, that could be a bunch of white people. This ain't.
But they were guessing, weren't they? They were getting it
Yeah,
right.
they was getting it
Mhm.
right. I couldn't get none of that right. I was like, this is not for me. I can see that right now. I was not privileged to do
That's
this.
funny. That's
Man.
funny. What else they have? So they got
Um,
Triffy karaoke, and you said something else.
they got a wine tasting there. They got a bunch of shops you can go buy things. They have a bunch of restaurants there too that you have to go pay to go to because you may not feel like you want to eat with the regulars. You want to eat
Mm,
something different.
mm,
Some people like that. Some people
mm,
like that. I want to eat with the regulars. They had a hibachi grill there. They had a sushi bar there. They had a butcher's bar there. They had the nacho. I want to say it was like I would say it was a taco. It was a nice taco spot that was there. Man, a
mm.
lot of people don't want to. A lot of people don't want to eat at the diner that you go down there. You got your time to eat. A lot of people don't want to eat there all the time because the menu. To me, the menu don't change after 3 days. 3 days of the menu. After that, you get the same menu. You ain't getting nothing different.
See, I probably would have gone for the hibachi because I'm not eating. I don't eat everybody's sushi. I don't food. I go to one sushi spot. One, well, two. They have two locations in this town. I'm not eating
Yeah.
everybody's sushi. That's it. But the hibachi, that's probably what I would have done. Hmm.
Yeah. And the Irish pub was another one of those you go in and eat. The Irish pub was cheap, man. I mean, chicken wings. You was getting. I think it was what 8 chicken wings for $6.
Oh,
The
that's a
Irish pub.
deal.
Yeah,
That's a deal. Were they good? Are they good
it
wings?
was good. Well, I had them fried hard because I was a little skeptical. So
Yeah, I'm not a fried. Don't fry my wings hard. I can't eat
fry,
hard chicken. Why would you? No, I ain't
fry
trying to
my
have no
fry my
hard
wings
chicken.
hard and put my sauce to the side. That's what I
No,
do.
my sauce right on the wing, right on it. Just put it right on it. Just bathe it in it. Gotta have the sauce in the chicken.
That's all right.
Marinate in
I can dip them and bathe them. That's all. I
it.
can go ahead and dip in there. But I need
So
to make
what
sure my chicken is cooked right. That's what I need to make sure.
did you? So this was not your first time in the Bahamas, right? It was not.
No, this wasn't my
So
first
what
time
did
in the
you
Bahamas.
did you discover anything new this time that you didn't see before?
A couple new hotels that I seen that was new. I
Mm,
seen that they got new restrictions that certain things you just can't do now. Usually when you go up to the what is the name of that hotel? This hotel got a big casino in there that everybody loves. I can't think of the name of it right now, but at this particular hotel, if the person who's giving you the tour, if they're not connected with the hotel, they
mm-hmm.
won't let them drive all the way up in. They'll
Oh.
make them go park all the way on the side and have their people walk up in the hotel. Because everybody love to go to this hotel. I can't think of the name of it right now, but everybody love to go to this hotel. Very expensive hotel. This hotel has a Michael Jackson suite. Now it's called the Michael Jackson suite because Michael Jackson was one of the first people to stay at this hotel. So in this suite, it's $25,000 a night. But you have to stay there a minimum of 4 nights. Yes, I said $25,000. And you have to stay there a minimum of 4 nights.
That's crazy.
Ain't enough in the world you're gonna have me staying. I don't care if I got $100 million. I'm not staying at no Michael Jackson for no $25,000.
Me neither. Next. No, I'm not staying there.
It ain't enough in the world.
Drop $100,000 just on a 4-night hotel stay? No.
There's nothing that you offer me that says this was worth $25,000.
Right. I could say something right now, but I'm not gonna say that. I'll just leave that alone. So, anything else that you discovered that was new?
No, nothing else really. I just see that they doing a real good job of building and trying to find ways to make more money in there. The only thing that was different this time, I ain't gonna say it was new, it was different. When we docked, there were 6 other ships that was docked. So we wasn't the only ship out there. There were 6 other ships. There was Carnival out there. No, I think it was 2 Carnival ships out there. There was 2 MSC ships. There was 2 different MSC ships. The Disney cruise ship was out there. The Norwegian cruise ship was out there. And the Royal Caribbean had 2 cruise ships out there. And the Royal Caribbean was like right next to it. So you can see what they had on their ship and the waterworks and the fun stuff that they got going on. And that Norwegian was the Freedom of the Seas. And I was telling my mom, I was like, that cruise ship is $1,700 a person.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that's a newer cruise ship. That's $1,700 a person. She like it don't look no different than it do. I said it don't. But anytime they got a newer ship, the price go up.
And it's the experience.
Yeah.
They probably elevate your experience.
Yeah. Probably so. Now, out of all these cruise ships that I've been on and experiences that I've had, I must say it was something about that first cruise ship that I went on that it just seemed like everything was just perfect on that cruise ship.
What year was it?
About this was 10 years ago, 2015. Okay. I got the cruise director. Yeah, I got the cruise director that was on that cruise ship. I got him coming on the show in a couple weeks. He's now retired. He's no longer a cruise director, but he used to, be a cruise director. And that guy was every bit of what's that? I'm gonna say he's every bit of about 6'4", 6'5". And I told you I caught him out there stretching. He was over there. Yeah. I caught him, and mind you, they had a talent show. He over there, he stretching. I said, what is this mofo stretching for a talent show? What's going on here? Come to find out, he over there doing Beyonce Single Ladies. He had to get dressed up into the whole Beyonce, put a wig on and everything.
Are you kidding me?
At 6'5", he out there doing the Beyonce Single Ladies. He did the whole thing, the dances and everything.
Lord, I would not want to see that. No, I'm sorry.
No, you would have loved it. No. I'm telling you, this guy Malcolm. I'm be honest with you, you would have loved it.
I need some footage. He got to tell him he got to bring some footage when he come.
Okay, I'm gonna see if he got it. I don't even know if he got, but if he got any, I'm gonna definitely tell him.
We need some footage.
It was crazy. He was doing the Beyonce Single Ladies. He was out there. He had games that he was in. You'll be up with him playing a game till about 1 a.m. Next thing you know, you wake up in the morning. You turn your TV on. Who on the news? He on the news early in the morning.
No sleep.
No sleep. I don't think he got no sleep. I think that's probably why he retired. He realized he wasn't getting
Probably.
no sleep. That was the carnival.
Probably.
That was
I
the
mean, you can
carnival
only
season.
do that. You can only do that for so long, especially when you're getting older. You can.
Yeah.
It comes a time when you got to say, pack it in. You just got to. It's just that it is what it is. But listen, so you go to the port, you see all these ships, you find yours. What's the first thing you do when you get on the ship besides find your room? What do you do?
Um. First thing I do on a cruise, I usually go get something to eat. Because
Mm-hmm.
now here's the thing that I've learned: you can board the cruise ship at 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I thought you had to wait till about 2, or I thought you had to wait till about 1 o'clock. No, you can board the cruise ship at 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
What time does it set sail?
It sells at 4 p.m.
And you can go as early as 11 though.
You go as early as 11.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might go earlier than that, but the earliest I've been is 11 that I can say I've done.
Mm-hmm.
But it was already people on there. So
And then you go get something to eat, and then that's
then
it.
go to my room. Make sure my bags is there because if your bags is heavy, you don't feel like carrying them. They'll take your bags from right there, and they'll put your numbers and your name and all that stuff on there, and they'll make sure it get to your room.
All
I don't
right.
think I'm doing that. I don't think I'm doing that no more. I think I'm just gonna take my own bags and go ahead because I actually wanted as soon as I got on the cruise to change and go ahead and get in the jacuzzi. That's what I actually wanted to do,
Got you.
but I had to wait for my bags. So.
So they have bars and restaurants and stuff. Did they have a skating rink?
No, there
Like a
ain't no skating.
roller skating rink?
There was a bowling alley there, and there was a basketball court, but there was no skating.
Somebody was telling me they went on a cruise and there was a roller skating rink on it. And they swear that they roller skated so much they had blisters on their feet. I was like, that's a lot of skating. You skating blisters. That's a lot of skating. But what was
But
the
you put them
funnest thing that you
tight
did?
shoes on.
What's the funnest thing that you did on the ship and after the ship? I mean, off the ship.
Funnest thing I did on the ship, besides watching that Knicks game, I'm gonna have to say, 'cause to me that was hilarious. So the funnest thing I think I did on the ship, um, where do we go? Oh, me and my mom went to we had to go to play in the trivia. But first, it was trivia and something else. No, it was arts and crafts we did first. Then we did trivia, and me and my mom did all that, and that was fun because we honestly was just sitting there just drinking, enjoying ourselves. Then I was realizing I ain't built for this trivia because this trivia is for more white people.
What did you make? What did you make in arts and craft?
Arts and crafts we had made like I want to say starfish, made the starfish arts and crafts.
What color did you make yours?
Orange starfish.
Okay. Did
Orange
you save
starfish.
it and bring it home?
Yeah, I gave it to Amira. Amira got it.
That's cool.
Yeah, orange starfish. That was pretty cool.
So what's the funnest thing you did off the ship? Like when you got
Funnest
to
thing
the
I
Bahamas?
funnest thing I did off the ship was probably go shopping. We ended up going shopping. We ended up going shopping, going to this like tea place. And they had this bag, and my mom wanted this bag, and the lady was like, "Yeah, you should buy the bag for your mom." I said, "I am going to buy. Who else going to buy it? If I don't buy the bag for my mom, who else gonna buy it?" She was like, "Oh, you shouldn't say it like that. That is your mother. She gave birth to you and did all." I said,
Oh
"Yeah,
Lord,
I
here
know
we
the
go.
story. I know the story. Want to rub y'all trying to rub it in like lotion. I know the story. I was there."
Oh my goodness. They don't understand y'all's relationship. They don't
No,
understand. Uh-huh.
I have no idea. But yeah,
That
that
no.
was fun. Going to the beach was fun. I was trying. Now this is what I was trying to do, Sharon. I was
Mhm.
trying to get to the the Senior Frog. But the
No.
lady told me that it's called Senior Frog. That's the one with the Swingers Club. I was trying to get to the
Oh,
Swingers Club.
that's right. You told me about that. Okay.
I said I got to get to the Swingers Club. And the lady was like, "Well, you can't go to the Swingers Club today because today they're not open." And I was like, "Oh,
Private event. They probably had a private event.
Probably so, but it had to be the deck. I was just like, oh, I was gonna go into that Swingers Club. I had to show you some video proof of this Swingers Club. That's all right though. Hopefully next year you'll be going to the Bahamas. I'm gonna go with you if you're going next year.
Yeah, I don't know. You've been to Jamaica too, right?
I haven't been to Jamaica. Jamaica be my first time.
Oh, well then maybe that's where I'll go because I want to go to Jamaica.
Jamaica be my first time.
I've always wanted to go to Jamaica since I was a little girl because that's where my parents went. They went to Jamaica, and I still have the pictures. And I look at those pictures every now and then. And so I've always wanted to go to Jamaica. I want to go to the Bahamas too, but I think I don't know. Maybe if I start there, I don't know. I'm just still afraid to go over all that water. I just am. I don't know what it is. And then to be out in this ship in all this water, you on this. I don't know. Can you actually tell that the ship is moving when you're on it? Can you tell?
Yeah. You know it's moving. But it's not one of the things that's like, oh, this boat moving too wildly. Like it ain't one of them.
No, not like that. Like a speedboat.
Sometimes you'll forget that you own a ship.
Sharon won't forget. I'm sorry. I just won't. I can't picture me forgetting that I'm on a ship. Not out in all of that water.
Well, I don't want to spook you, but at nighttime, when you go at nighttime and you go out there and you just out there just looking at the water, boy, it's dark. It's so dark out there.
Sharon will not be out there. You don't understand. I will be in my room at night.
It's dark.
But where the life preservers in the rescue boats at? Where are those at?
Oh, they're on the side of the boat. You'll see those. You'll see those as soon as you walk up to the boat. You'll see all the rescue boats and life preservers. They'll tell you, and that's all part of the safety instructions that you get in the beginning. Right. So you'll learn all of that.
So they don't give you your own life jacket in your room or anything for you to keep?
I don't remember having no life jacket in my room.
Dang.
Now they say that they did have one in my room. I couldn't tell you where it was at, and none of the cruise ships I've been
on. Because I figured, didn't they learn from the Titanic that everybody need to have their own so they don't have to wait in line for them?
Yeah, but
I would put one per person in each room, so that way you can already have it on by the time you get to the rescue boats if you got to evacuate. It would seem to me. I don't know.
That sounds good. A lot of people steal stuff, so people stole the life raft.
Well, yeah, I guess you that's why we can't have good things. You see, can't have all those nice things. What's up, Marcus?
What's going
on? So that was another question I want. Oh, okay. So you're on the ship. You're on there 7 days. Is the reception any better with the cell phones? Because some people have told me they were bad. They used to be bad. Now it's better. How does that work when you're when you need a cell phone?
Okay, if you pay for internet, you can browse and you can stream. If you pay for internet, you cannot make a phone call. You cannot make a phone call on C days. Let me say it like that. C days, you ain't making no phone call. Because I always tell everybody, they was like, well, what does a C day mean? I mean, all honesty, C days mean you ain't gonna see shit. That's what I tell them all the time. That's what a C day
means. That's when you're out in the water, right?
You out in the water, and this the thing I always tell everybody. They be like, why you say you don't see shit? I said, all right, look, the boat stopped moving right now. Which way do you swim to get to land? That's what I always ask. Which way are you swimming to get to land? I don't know. Exactly. You don't know where you going. You don't know which way is the land. You ain't got no compass to say this is the north. You ain't got nothing. You just swimming for fun.
Pretty much. That's why I don't want to go out there, Dennis. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
As I said, but I've been on a boat that broke down twice. I've been on a boat that
I would have been beside myself. Do you understand me?
Broke down twice. The first time it broke down, we in the Bahamas, we had to stay an extra day in the Bahamas. That was the first time it broke down. So now they fixed it. So now we got to make it back from the Bahamas to Fort Lauderdale, okay?
Right.
Which ain't that far on the boat. Let me just get that out the way. Mm-hmm. In the midst of that, the boat breaks down in the middle. You can feel you can feel this. You hear me? You can feel this. My stomach is rumbling. At the time I was married, I looked at my wife and I said, listen, if I'm going to die, I'm dying peacefully. I'm going to sleep. That's what I told her.
Oh my God. You in that sleep.
I'm going to sleep.
Nowhere in hell I could have been asleep through that. Man, I couldn't.
You'd have been sick like everybody else that's going through that. It don't do nothing but hurt your stomach. That's all it do. All that back and forth.
Well, yeah, Marcus, I can swim. I don't know if Dennis can, but I can swim.
Oh, I can swim. I was swimming with the sharks.
All right, swimming with them sharks, them
baby
sharks. Listen,
baby sharks.
I just can't see myself. I can't see myself doing it. I still can't. I know I said I will, and I'm gonna try it. Got to get my passport, all that wonderful stuff. I'm gonna get it. But I tell you,
that's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that passport. Mm-hmm. Now, you know these real IDs, right? Real ID is supposed to be the thing. They ain't let nobody know where with no real ID. And my mom has a real ID. They never asked her for it.
Okay, Dennis, let me help you. The real ID is a made-up requirement. And it was made up as another way for the oppressors to keep certain people from voting. That's what it's all about. It's not even about Homeland Security, all the lies that they want to tell about the real ID. Because when you think about it, if you think about the criteria of how you get the real ID, it's not any different than the first time you got your driver's license. Sure. So why do you need a real ID? There's no need for it. None whatsoever.
I thought it was, see, this is what I thought. We're getting a real ID. It's going to be digital. It'd be to a point you really don't need your wallet. Everything is right there on your phone. That's what I thought. Excuse me, but that ain't what happened.
None of that is true. You know that now.
That's what I thought, but none of that happened. So I was like,
no,
I'm not buying a real ID.
And if you look at the criteria, what you have to have, you bring your picture ID. So that could be your driver's license or your state ID. Right. Then you have to bring your social security card and your birth certificate. Right? Just like for any job that you get. Then they want you to have 2 other pieces of something with your name on it, with your address on it. Your name matching the address that you live. It can be bills. I can have credit card bills sent anywhere. I can call right now and have all my bills sent to your house. Does that mean I live in Philadelphia?
No, but
no. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, so I need all of this. And I got to drive all over the creation of North Carolina to get this appointment, because if you don't make an appointment, you're there like 7 hours waiting to get this real ID. So I get this appointment, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. I have a driver's license. I got my driver's license when I was 18 years old. I didn't get it at 16. I didn't care. I got it because I had to get it because I was on my way to college. So When I got my first driver's license, what did I have to show? Birth certificate, social security card. Why am I needing something extra? What good is my electric bill and my cell phone bill going to be to verify who I am? More so than what I already have shown you, shown the government. It's just
supposedly
it's absolutely nothing. It's not. It's not. You can do whatever you want. The IRS doesn't know that I don't live there. How do you think you're gonna find out? Because the IRS can find out anything. And the FBI. People just need to understand that. So it's absolutely ridiculous. It's just all a scam, and it makes me so angry. But we've got to do it. We've got to do it. So I get mine next month. And after I get the real ID, that's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get the TSA thing, the global entry, and I'm going to get the passport. So that by this time next year, I'll have all my stuff and I can go on this cruise.
If you get the passport, I don't think you need the real ID.
I'm getting it no, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. It's required, so I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
You have to have it. It may not be required for you to go on a cruise, but you have to have it for other things. It's a requirement now. Everybody needs to get it. So I'm gonna get mine. I don't have to worry about it. But I gotta get that global entry, and I gotta get that passport. Because if I'm going to start up in my travel game, I want it to be as smooth as possible. And that global entry is the bombdiggity.com. That's what I hear. That's what I've seen it at work because my sister has it, Sister Sheila. Watching her go through, just watching her.
Got it. And everybody's stuck in that customs line.
Mm-hmm.
And Tanya go right in her line, go right there. I mean, nobody there. She go right through.
Might
show
be
her
too
face
deep.
Feet. We'll show her face feet. Right
yep. There. And go right on through. And that's what I want. That's what I want. But anyway, let me see. Last question I want to ask you. So it's 7 days and you're on your way back and you pull up to the port. What's the last thing you do besides packing your bags? The obvious. What's the last thing you do before you know you're getting off the ship?
Oh, the last thing I did on this one was go get something to drink. That was the last thing I did. I went and got something to drink. That was the last thing I did on this one.
What you get? What you get?
Oh, I got cranberry juice. I just got a bunch of cranberry juice.
I thought you meant like liquor drink.
No, I ain't get no liquor. I had make sure everything was right so we get home. I ain't getting no liquor.
Cranberry juice, huh? I love cranberry juice. So
cranberry juice. That's what I got. I got me some cranberry juice.
Throw some vodka and it'd be real good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Couple of cubes. That'd be nice. But anyway.
Oh, another thing I meant to tell you. Mm-hmm. There was another thing I meant to tell you. So I haven't been on a cruise in 7 years. So when I get on a cruise ship this time, everybody has, those thermal cups, that people use to put coffee in and stuff like that. I forgot the name of it. Mm-hmm. So my mom was like, well, why you didn't tell me I could bring my cup? I said, Mom, I didn't know cups was allowed. Last time I got on a cruise, wasn't nobody doing cups. So I didn't know cups was allowed. She was like, I could have brought my cup all this time. So I was like, well, listen, we about to go to Florida. So when we get to Florida, we go get a cup. Since you want to get a cup so bad. Like, yeah, I need to get me a cup. Because everybody else got a cup, filling their cup up. Times at night, I want to go ahead and drink some water in the middle of the night. I don't feel like going all the way out there to go get some ice and water. I don't feel I have my cup filled up for the night. So, all right, well, we go get a cup.
You like a cup? Like a big cup?
Yeah, you like that Eagles cup I'll be drinking out of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went and got one even bigger than that.
Dang.
Yeah, I went and got one even bigger. I went and got a 64-ounce cup.
I don't think I've even seen a 64-ounce cup.
Well, you got a 64-ounce cup. They let me back on the cruise with that. Ain't nobody even checked to see if it was liquor inside. Nothing. They just let me right back on there. I said I could have stuck a whole 64 ounces of liquor on here. Ain't nobody care.
No, nobody care.
Ain't nobody care.
That's cool. That's cool. So if you know anybody that's going on a cruise for the first time, what's the main advice do you have for them?
I would tell them get some Demerol. I think I'm saying that right. Is Demerol? That's the medicine that you take so you can stop being so drowsy and woozy for the cruise.
Oh,
Make
no,
sure
no,
that
no.
they get that.
Demerol is pain medicine. Demerol is pain medicine. I know because that's my favorite pain medicine of choice. But
Oh, I
no,
ain't heard
it's
of
Dramamine.
Dramamine. Dramamine.
Dramamine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm messing everything up today. Yeah, I
It's
tell them to
okay.
get that. Um, what's another thing that I tell them on the cruise? You can bring your cup now that I know that that's legal. I would tell them to, if you want to get the liquor package, that is up to you. I don't agree to get the liquor package. I
Why
don't
not?
drink that much. Because now you got the liquor package, you got to drink 15 drinks a day because you're paying $85 a day per package
Oh
for the
gosh.
package. Hey, it's $85
Wow.
a day. So you going $85 a day. Let's just say you split the room with you and Sister Sheila. If you
Mm-hmm.
got the package, she got to have a package. Because y'all in the room together.
So if you don't buy the package, can you drink alcohol on the ship?
Yeah, you can drink alcohol on the ship. You just got to pay for it.
You just got to pay individually. Yeah, that's what I
Individually.
would do. That's what I would do. I don't drink $85 worth of liquor a day. No, I'm not drinking like that.
Right. That's what
Two,
I said. I don't drink that. And
two
then
drink maximum.
here's the thing that they get you with. Them
Mm-hmm.
days that you went to the Bahamas,
Mm-hmm.
now you there for 8 hours, you come back, you got this drink package, you're like, oh, I gotta get some drinks. You only can drink to 2 in the morning. So you ain't
Oh
getting your full $85 worth on that.
no.
That's why I said it ain't worth it.
So don't get the drink package. Get you some
Now I don't.
Dramamine. And what would
Yeah.
be the third one?
If you want the internet package, that's up to you. Uh, Again, I'm not one to say go ahead and get them. I'm not one to say not. One thing I would say though is when you call the places, see what kind of packages they have because upgrading from one room to another room may be a difference of $250. And that
Gotcha.
difference of $250 may come with an internet package, may come with a drink package that you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to pay for because you upgraded to another room.
Mm-hmm.
Always see what's available. Don't be afraid to go to guest services and see what's going on. Make
Okay.
sure you know how much money you spent every day on that cruise. Make sure you check everything you need to check. Oh, today, okay, all right. My total balance already is $200. I've been here for 5 days. I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
drink some more because my goal was to spend $500. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna drink some more.
So watch your budget. Watching your budget is very key.
Watch your budget because on that last day, oh, they waiting for you. And if you ain't got a way to pay that budget, you're gonna be in that line, and that line is long. Let me just let you know that. Right? That line is long of people that saying, "I don't remember having all this." That's what they say on there. Hey, this wasn't me. This wasn't me. You can hear me in the background. Who ordered pizza at 3 in the morning 3 times?
Uh-huh. So you got to make
I'm
sure
like,
that you stay within that package budget, or else you
yeah,
got to pay before you get off the ship.
yeah. Now a lot of people link their ship card to their debit card, so it's automatically paid. A lot of people do that. A lot of other people pay for it cash because they don't want nothing linked to their card.
How do you do it?
I did mine's cash. I ain't want to link to my card, so I did mine's
Yeah,
cash.
yeah, that would be me. I ain't trying to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did mine's cash. Made
Well,
sure I stayed in the perimeters I need to stay in. Made sure everything was right. I ain't do nothing out the way. Yeah. When I looked on it, we was there 5 days. Only spent $130. I was like, oh, I did good, drinking and everything.
Well, that's cool. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. I think it's cool that you took your mom and she had a good time. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're back safely on American soil. I guess you say it's soil. But any final thoughts before we close out for today?
Final thoughts. Let me see. People who be wanting to go on vacations, want to do it with friends and all that, and y'all be sitting there, y'all be saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going on vacation. I gotta go. I gotta go." Put your money to the side. Find out where you want to go at. Do as much investigating about the place that you want to go to as possible, and then go ahead and make your payment. But always have some money saved and get everything right.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
Now, if you got travel agents out there that you see on the internet, you trust and everything like that, go ahead, do what you gotta do, be with them. You got other people out there that you see traveling out like that. You scared to travel by yourself. I know for women, traveling by yourself is kind of a bad thing because you never know who out there to go get you. I understand. You want to travel in packs and stuff like that. Um, what up, Nessa? But I'm telling you, the experience of going on a vacation is something that you will be like, oh no, I gotta put my money to the side. We gotta go again. We gotta go again. And I'm one of
Got
the
you.
people I don't care about going to the same spot 3, 4, 5 times. I don't care about that.
Me either.
A lot of people
What
be
I
like, oh,
what
I've been
I
to
enjoy,
Miami.
I enjoy. Period.
Like,
And I can
yeah,
enjoy it multiple times. Mm-hmm.
a lot of people be like, I ain't going to Miami. I've been to Miami 4 or 5 times. Ain't nothing in Miami. What you going to Miami? They be wondering, what you going to Miami for? Because I want to. I like Miami.
It's your money. You can go wherever
It's
you
my money.
want.
That's
But
my money.
listen,
Give me your money, and I go where you want me to go. Give me your money.
exactly. You pay for it. But my
Right.
my final thoughts is this about traveling with people. Think about two things. First of all, think about yourself. Are you easy to travel with? Will people find it easy
Sometimes,
traveling
hold on,
with
Sharon.
you?
People that don't travel don't know that.
I know
You
that.
don't know that you can travel.
I'm just saying, just think about how you are as a person. Are you easy to get along with? Are you particular about certain things? And think about the people who are around you who are your friends. Do y'all do all right together on soil? In your
Sharon,
hometown, in your house, do y'all do all right? Are there differences? Think because when you're
Sharon.
traveling with people, you can't get away from them as you can when you're at home. It's not the same. So not only don't think about necessarily just how they are, think about how you are. Would you make a good travel partner? Now, if you've never traveled before ever, all you got to look at is, your daily life. Are you difficult? Are you a neat freak? Do you smoke? Do you got to have your pets? Do you worry about your pet? Do you have a CPAP machine? Do you snore? Do you clean up after yourself? Or are you one of those people that just like to throw your clothes all over the place? I mean, all of those things you got to think about if you're deciding to travel, and especially if you're going to share a room with people. So I just say be mindful of your choices of who you travel with if you're going to travel. Just be mindful. That's all. That's my only recommendation. I travel with my
That's
sister a lot. We travel very well together. I travel with my son. We travel well together. My one of my exes, I used to travel with him. We travel well together. I would travel with him right now, even though we're not together. I would travel with him though, because we travel well together. So I'm just saying that's my final thought. Just keep that in mind if you're going to
look,
travel.
your final thought. I'm gonna say is a nice way to put it. This is what I'm gonna say. All right. What I've
That's what I'm
learned.
trying to be nice.
Yes. What I've learned. What I'm gonna say is what I've learned in traveling. people get different once they get on that different soil.
Oh.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I'm gonna say I'm one of them. Certain places I go to, I got a whole different name. I'm out there, I'm out there in the sun acting crazy. My first name is Al, last name Fredo. You see what I'm saying? Depends on how I feel. That's what's going on. Last name Fredo. You got some people out there that couldn't wait to go on this vacation and go out there and be loose. I'm gonna say loose as the word loose. Okay? To the point that you gotta look for, Sierra's ass. Where is Sierra at? I ain't seen her do that. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't seen Bill in 2 days.
I get it. But I'm just saying, you just gotta think about who you're gonna travel with. And I think about this is kind of morbid, but I think about this girl out of Charlotte that went on that trip to Mexico with 7 of her friends, and they ended up killing her. She ain't come home.
Yeah.
That story, her name was Chantel or something. That story has stuck with me, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I ain't traveling with everybody. So just be mindful who you travel with. Make sure it's people you can trust and people you can get along with, so you'll have an enjoyable experience and you won't have a nightmare. That's all.
Right.
But anyway, thank you everybody for joining us on the side, Jawn. We are here every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. You can find us here on Facebook and on YouTube, Twitch, other places. Shout out to Sam Sports Multimedia Network. Shout out to the Inner Thinkers podcast and the Chocolate Writer. And thank you for joining us, and have a good Saturday.
God bless y'all and great day.